Hello, fellow planters and growers. I'm Rachel with Everyone Can Grow, and today we'll be introduced to the plants on the shelves on the other half of my bedroom. We'll also discuss summer watering techniques and how to avoid the drought flood cycle. Well, let's get to it. On this shelf we have aglaonema, Chinese evergreens in the back, a tropical terrarium, philodendron prince of orange, a native mossarium, a single leaf of triostar stromanth, a platycerium staghorn fern, spathiphyllum, domino peace lily, Althonia capensis ruby necklace, Senecio rollianus string of pearls. Woo! So look at this one little leaf, and there's my mossarium and the ruby necklace. And there's Prince of Orange and the pearls. And if you go up here, there's even more aglaonema, in case there wasn't enough. There's never enough aglaonema. And my little bat in the front protecting them. You get them, batty. All right, next shelf. Another spathiphyllum. This is a regular peace lily. Silver aglaonema. A lemon tree in the back. A Dracania species. Philodendron black cardinal in the pink pot. My fungus gnat sucker intuer. Norfolk Island pine. And my anthurium. I get so nervous making these videos. I can barely remember the names, so I had to write them out before I could make my audio. Yeah, it's that hard. I freak out so much. Anyway, so look at this. Look at that lemon. Get 'em, lemon. Anyway, so for summer watering, you got to think dry. With heat and less humidity, the plants are going to be drier. Don't just water once a week and forget it, or you're going to have problems. Ooh, I'm such a mess. Okay. Look at this. Well, you can see that my plants aren't perfect, and yours probably won't be either. And you know what? That's fine. We do the best we can to grow as best we can. And I love my bug sucker. It's a good bug sucker, and it works well. It actually has a little fan with the little bug colored UV light and then a sticker in the bottom, and it sucks them in. And you can see I have like some orchid food, and there's some root stuff I'm just kind of hiding out of the way. Don't see any of this. No. I haven't used them yet, but when I do, I'll totally make a video about it. That poor little peperomia is a cutting, and there's probably not a lot of life left in it, but until it's a dried up husk, I'm going to give it every chance it can to regrow roots. Now, like I was saying, my plants aren't perfect. Look at this. There's a little bit of damage on my peace lily. This is just the very beginning damage. Some of the other leaves are a little worse, and there's some brown spotting. I'm starting to think this is from chlorine, because I'm starting to see chlorine being a big problem in my area. So I'm going to start using distilled water, and I'm going to tell you how that works and see how the new growth comes in. The lemon is coming back. The mealybugs have not killed it. These spots on this black cardinal are from neem oil. And same with that like little curled up spot, believe it or not. That's all damage from treating for mealybugs, because I had a huge infestation, but now I'm at the tail end of it. If you look at this pot, you can see how wet it is. Look at the moisture. You put your finger in it, the dirt sticks to you. You don't need to water it. It's doing great. The soil sticks to itself. It sticks together. It sticks to you. It's great. Good. Watered. That's one aglaonema that's looking good, and I didn't even water it yet. Look at all these dried leaves. Oh boy, let's get rid of them. Into the trash, or heck, the worm bin you go. We'll talk about worm bins sometime. This poor guy did not enjoy his time spent in Rubra's vivarium, so he got taken out, but he's still not doing that well. He's doing a little better though. Look at all that nice green growth at the very top there. All that new growth looks great. Kind of hard to get a good angle on it. Oh well. This is native mossarium. I got these from the backyard. Got a little stick from the park. That little weird looking, I don't know, root, whatever I found. It was really cool to me. And this is a hypostases and Fittonia terrarium. Hypostases is the one with the spotted leaves. Fittonia has striped leaves. If you remember spots and stripes, you won't mix them up. It's the easiest way for me to remember. And you just kind of look around it. I've got some other things that look like they're growing there. I'm not quite sure what's going on. It's not as yellow in real life as it is in this video. It's really strange. It's way more green. I'm not sure why my video looks so yellow. Oh well. So you can see that Fittonia with the stripes there. Now this is Triostar stromanth. This one got hit with mealybugs real hard and lost all but one leaf, and that one leaf is curling, and you can see the damage from the neem oil and the soap and the other treatments that I was using. But and the new growth actually pulled off and died, and I'm so sad, but I'm hoping it'll come back. Same with this jade. Man, treating for mealybugs does just as much damage as the mealybugs, I swear. Look at all the scarring and pitting and just damage everywhere. And this is also from the treatments. And you can see where the mealybugs were chewing on the plant. It's scarred there too. Ooh, there's a dry one. Okay, check out this silver aglaonema. This one is the same one as the last one, but this pot is bone dry. There's something about this pot that just does not retain water. I have to water it way more than the other pots. Look at that soil, not even sticking to my finger. Crazy. Okay, so this is one that we're definitely going to get some water in, but we're going to have to water it carefully, a little at a time, over a few days, because we want to avoid the flood drought cycle. Right now it's in drought, it's droopy, it's sad. If we flood it out now, we're going to hurt it. And you can see with the rest of these that they're pretty dry on this shelf too. So there you go with these guys. I'll go into the drought flood cycle a little later, but right now I'm just kind of showing you what's going on in each pot. Ooh, now look at this. Ooh. I'm put everything back real quick. Okay, this is Spathiphyllum domino. So it's a peace lily too, but it's like a cool one. They're crinkly like that. That's really just how it looks. A little bit of damage. Nothing's perfect. Got a flower coming up in the center. Dry as a bone. See that? Just inch down, 2 inches down. Can't even get down into the soil. It's so dry. Yep, nothing in there. We're going to water that one too. 41% humidity, 84 degrees. Staghorn fern is looking great. Look at that fluff. That's just how they grow. There's nothing wrong with it. I can't even get into this pot to water it, so I have to water it from the bottom. That leaf died. I don't know, it just did. It's one of the oldest leaves. The other leaves are looking kind of etiolated, which is odd. I'm not sure if it really is etiolation. I'll have to look it up and do some more research and see what's going on with that. Oh boy, hello pearls. Me and pearls haven't gotten along very well. They have very shallow roots, so I guess they need more often, frequent watering than what I do. You can see some of them are just dried up, desiccating, and some of them are super healthy. It's like, what am I going to do with you, buddy? Why can't I keep you happy? More research. That's all I can say. I know what it is. You know, this is Harianus Senecio, or Senecio, yeah, Senecio Harianus, excuse me. Wait, no it's not. Oh, I'm making stuff up, excuse me. This is a string of pearls. This is Senecio Rollianus. Harianus is a string of watermelons, because everything's on a string. This is Ruby Necklace. This is my other jewelry-related plant. You can see it was doing really well, and now it just isn't. I put it in a shallow pot to try to help me remember to water it more, to keep those shallow roots watered. It's still doing okay, but it looks really etiolated. It's stretched out. It seems like it needs more light. That's why I moved it into my room. Still not quite doing well. I don't know. I'll keep working on it. Just got to keep on trying. Oh boy, and I keep getting my fingers in the camera. I'll get better. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Yeah, that's everybody. Go to bed. All right, well, let's get into some watering. I'm going to cover my camera a couple times, stand in the camera. I'm not trying to. It's just the best I can do in this space, and my first shot at doing this. So I'll try to find a better spot for it next time. I'm just going to water a little bit per pot, and I'm going to try to be careful to not water too much in the ones that are in a drought cycle, and I can water more in pots that are already moist. As temps rise, expect to check your plants more often. They're going to dry out faster. And just so you know, plants transpire. Transpiration is like sweating. They open their stomata, or a stoma is a single, stomata is plural, for the little specialized cells on the undersides of their leaves, and that's how they breathe. They let air out, they let moisture out, they also suck in CO2 and oxygen. Plants breathe oxygen. In fact, they create the oxygen and then they use it themselves. So some plants are pretty neutral on whether or not they make oxygen at all, and some make an excess, and that excess is what we breathe. But when they're allowing the moisture out of their leaves, it creates negative pressure, kind of like sucking through a straw. And that draws up the water through the roots of the plants, through the stems, and back into the leaves. And that's how plants regulate their water content. They close up their stomata when they want to reduce water loss, except when they're under a duress, like extreme duress. You see, it actually takes water for the stoma to open. I know it sounds silly, but it's true. So if a plant doesn't have enough water, it literally can't open the stoma anymore, and that's bad. It can't breathe. So when you're flooding out a potted plant that's totally dry, it can't get that water from the roots to the stoma fast enough to open them to release the excess moisture, and thus it takes damage to the engorged cells. Typically, the roots get damaged first. And when your roots get damaged, then the rest of your plant, the stems, or typically next the leaves, because they're a lot more tender, will take damage whichever leaves those roots that got damaged were supplying. Roots actually make sense. And if you follow a leaf or a branch down a tree or down a plant to the roots on that side, just follow your finger from the top down to the bottom. I'm not showing it here, but just do it sometime. Go from the leaf, go down the stem, go down to the root, and I guarantee you that's the root that supplies those leaves and that part of the plant. I think that when you see those bright yellow leaves, now a solid yellow, bright yellow leaf is a sign of overwatering. And I think that when you're seeing those leaves, it's actually because of some form of root damage, because the plant's not breathing properly. If it's not able to regulate those stomata, then it's not able to get out extra moisture. And if you have it just flooded out where it's too much moisture, then that's it. I'll have to look up some scientific papers to see if anyone studied this phenomenon in particular. Well, that's all I have for today. I'll see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.